It's a house of love, a house of hope and dreams. It's a house of love, and you are welcome here. Now in Spanish. Bienvenido aquí, no quiere que vayas tú, no quiere que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí, bienvenido aquí, no quiere que vayas tú, no quiere que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí a este lugar de amor, de sueños e ilusión, a este lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí, si es un lugar de amor, de sueños e ilusión, a ese lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí.
Good morning. Welcome to Chalice Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a community of diverse beliefs and experiences. While we do march to the beat of many different drums, we unite each Sunday to nurture our liberal religious spirit and to grow in love and in service. No matter which drum you march to, how fast or slow the rhythm, no matter the route you have taken, we are glad you are here this morning. We thank you for joining us in our March Madness service. I am Julia Fogel, the worship associate today. Our service is led by our minister, Reverend Sharon Wylie. Our worship musician this morning is John Schultz. Our song leader is Maria Pia Duffy Foltz. And our tech team is Jake Diock in the back and Finn Hayes. And our greeters are Donna Folberg and Ron Petzold. And our closer, because we do have to close this place up at the end, is Bonnie Packard. Takes a village. In addition to those of us in the chapel, we send our best wishes to our Zoom attendees. We know that you are with us here in spirit. The children are invited to join us for the entire service this morning, today. We will worship together in ritual and story, moving our bodies and celebrating the joys of our community. Other Sundays, our religious education programs are available. Please talk with our Director of Ministries, Kathleen Swift, to learn more about these programs. Child care for our little wee ones is always available during any service. Now, if you are late to our service, just march on in, and our kind-hearted congregants will surely move down the row, if they are able, so that you don't have to step over them. If you are thinking that you might be getting or getting over a respiratory illness or are at high risk to catch one, please do wear your mask. It is also okay to leave the sanctuary during the service if nature calls for whatever reason. You can hear the service on the courtyard when you step outside. We are always delighted to see newcomers joining us in worship. As a newcomer, you might be interested in the groups and activities we offer. These can be found in our email newsletter and e-news calendar. Online newcomers will receive an invitation to join our email list after the service. In-person newcomers, if you haven't already given us your email address when you signed in, please consider sharing it before you leave. Our weekly email is the best way to get information about the many groups and activities that we offer here at Chalice. Now, let's still the morning's madness by taking a breath together. service by lighting our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. The flaming chalice was first used during World War II by the Unitarian Service Committee as a symbol of life-saving refuge for people fleeing persecution in Europe. Today, may it be a beacon to lead us through the madness of the times we are in and inspire us to march in step, for together we can accomplish much. And now, in honor of our multi-generational community, we invite everyone with a birthday this month to come forward as you are willing and able, so we may sing a happy birthday song to you. We know we have some congregants with a birthday this month. How many of you are here? Come on up. Where's Patty this morning? She has one. Yeah.
Happy birthday, we love you. Happy birthday, may all your dreams come true. When you blow out the candles, one light stays aglow. It's the love light in your eyes wherever you go.
La la la. Will you join me in the hand motions of our embodied affirmation? We are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. Our call to worship. You are welcome here. Come in, come in. You who are happy and joyful, come in. You who are tired and hurting, come in. Also you who are angry, also you who are grieving, also you who are righteous, come in, come in. You who are lonely, you with friends abundant, you who are lost, you who know exactly where you are and where you are going. We do not arrive here Sunday mornings all the same, what is on our hearts, what we are carrying. Each of us holding different joys and sorrows, but we come together now to share our lives, to sing and laugh and even weep sometimes together. Thank you for bringing your messy self here. Let us open our hearts. Let's keep love at the center. Let us worship together.
Please rise and body your spirit to join me in singing hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. You are like no other being. What you can give, no other can give. To the future of your children, to the future of the world where we live. Hear the song of peace within you. Heed the song of peace in your heart. Spring's new beginning shall lead to the harvest. Love will guide us on our way. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the dark night.
Good morning, Chalice. I'm Callie Leaf. And as many of you should know, as having received packets in the last week, we're in the middle of our pledge drive, our annual pledge drive. For 4 weeks, we're about 1 week in. Together, a force for good is our theme this year. And if I could go to the next slide, please. We're about a quarter of the way, 1 week into our pledge drive. And so far, we have collected 23 pledges for a total of $96,779.24. This is great. And now, before I ask those that have pledged to come forward, we have a testimonial from Laura Brown.
Good morning, Chalice. A warm greeting to everyone, whether you are in person in the chapel or online on Zoom or watching this on our YouTube channel at a later time. I am Laura Brown, your Board of Trustees President and also the Chair of the Pledge Drive Committee. I am so excited about our Pledge Drive theme this year, Together, a Force for Good. This theme is rooted in a conversation that Chalice member Bonnie Packard had with a college friend of hers shortly after the election. They were discussing the distressing election results, fearful of what was to come. And Bonnie's friend, who happens to be a Catholic nun, said that the only thing we can do is to try and be a force for good. Be a force for good. That resonated. But it was missing something. It was missing the concept of sharing that imperative with others, the idea of collectively being a force for good. Individuals on their own can do many good things, but when we join together, we are stronger and our impact is magnified. Everything is changing. Each day seems to bring more bad news, turning our world upside down even more. It feels scary and daunting, and that is why Chalice is needed now more than ever before. We need our community for each other, for those of us who are gathered here today, and we need this community for congregants who have yet to find us, for people who need to hear a voice of reason and compassion, for people looking for a place where they can safely be themselves and be part of a loving, supportive community offering joy and hope, strength and resilience to face these times we are in. And not only do we need Chalice, but our larger community needs Chalice as well. Together, Chalice is a force for good. Contributing to Chalice is contributing to programs that nourish us and give us strength to help each other within our walls and to help our community outside our walls. During this pledge drive season, please consider making a pledge to Chalice as you are able. With your help, together, we can be a force for good for many years to come.
Yay, Laura. And now I'd like to invite anyone who has made a pledge in the last week to come forward. We have a basket where you can place your pledges, or you can place one of those colorful sheets that we handed out earlier. And John will play some music for us.
Joy or sorrow may overwhelm us at times or may coexist in our souls in uncomfortable harmony. None of us can live without one or the other entering our lives. In recognition of this reality, we invite anyone with a joy or sorrow to come forward and light a candle of acknowledgement at our altar, and invite those at home to do the same thing there. Parents, please assist your children who would like to light a candle. Reverend Sharon will lead us in singing.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. Love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul.
Now we invite the children and any... Go ahead. Oh,
script. It's multi-gen. Yeah. So today brings to conclusion our month-long voting on our favorite Pacific Ocean dweller. So before we get to that, let me remind us, or tell you for the first time, depending on who you are, how we came to have this version of what we call March Madness. So last year, in early March, I woke up with a poem on my heart. This is the poem from Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. I woke up that morning with these phrases echoing in me: despair for the world and the peace of wild things. And the idea for March Madness voting came to me. We voted last year on the very broad topic of our favorite animal, with nominees from all categories of animal: mammals, birds, reptiles. There were even some insects. What makes it sort of March Madness style is it's bracket style voting. So last year we started with 64 animals and voted on pairs until we came to the final. This year we started with 32 animals. I think it was fun. I think we had fun and served its purpose in getting our minds off some of our troubles for a while. The more serious and dreadful the world is, the more important it is that we make time and space for fun and laughter in our lives. Joy is an act of resistance. Laughter is an act of resistance. And being in community, our being together instead of at home alone and afraid, is an act of resistance. You may not always be able to make yourself feel joyful and like laughing, and that's okay. When we can't laugh together, we can still lean on each other. Now, on to this important business. The winner last year was otter, and yeah, that's right. Woo, otter! I know that among you is someone who did not care for otter being our favorite, so we are a diverse community. The winner last year was otter, and I hadn't given much thought about what it might mean for us to pick a favorite animal. I just thought it was fun. But then as the voting went on and we were narrowed down, it was notable that our two finalists last year, otter and fox, were both animals that are natives in California. And I should remind you that otter won because of the votes of children and youth. The votes of our congregants aged 17 and younger are weighted more heavily, and otter would have lost to elephant in the semifinals, except for the weighted votes of children and teens. So when otter won last year, it seemed like we could learn more about otters in general and sea otters specifically, since we have them here in California. So we started to think and learn about how we can protect our oceans as a habitat for so many animals. Our oceans are such an important ecosystem. Last September, we talked about reducing our use of plastics, which cause some of the biggest problems with ocean health. And Chalice congregants have participated in 2 beach cleanups in the past year, and we hope to do that again later this year. So this year, I hoped it would be fun and interesting to learn more about the ocean by voting on our favorite Pacific Ocean dweller. And this year, our nominees included plants, not just animals. So we've narrowed it down to our 2 finalists, octopus and leafy sea dragon. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Sarah Shepard, who nominated leafy sea dragon. And I'm sure many of us had never heard of leafy sea dragon. And here, leafy sea dragon has made it to the finals. So we're about to learn some things about leafy sea dragon and octopus in some short videos. So if you haven't voted yet, you can wait and watch these videos to learn more, and then we'll take a few minutes for voting, and then I'll announce the winner, because it can happen that fast. Technology is amazing. So if children or anyone else would like to come up closer to sit on the floor for these videos, you're welcome to. Each video is about 4 minutes. So let's go ahead.
Sea dragons live in shallow waters off the southern coasts of Australia. They average 1 foot in length and typically appear in shades of yellow, brown, and olive green. Their color is dependent on their age, diet, and environmental stressors. Probably their most defining characteristic, however, are their leaf-like appendages. These leafy bits help leafy sea dragons blend into kelp forests, seagrass meadows, and seaweed beds they tend to inhabit. It should be mentioned that these sea dragons have a similar-looking cousin, the weedy sea dragon, but that these are in fact separate species. Also, leafy sea dragons look a lot like seahorses, but they're considered to be more closely related to pipefish. Though, I mean, they still are related to seahorses too. That's even apparent in how they raise their young. Like seahorses, the male leafy sea dragon is in charge of brooding the eggs, though he doesn't possess a pouch the way a seahorse does. A female leafy sea dragon will produce somewhere around 200 eggs that she will transfer to the male. The male fertilizes the eggs during this transfer and places them along the underside of his tail. His tail is equipped with egg cups, or small indentations to hold them close. He'll raise the eggs for about a month, at which point they will begin to hatch. The eggs hatch over the course of a week to help raise the baby's chance of survival because, as babies, leafy sea dragons are quite vulnerable. Fortunately for them, they grow fast, starting at 20 millimeters when they're born and growing to 20 centimeters by their first year. It takes 2 years for them to reach adult size, and they can live for 7 years. Well, at least in captivity. Leafy sea dragons don't really have any known predators, but they are often caught as bycatch in fishing nets and are taken by divers for the pet trade, which is actually illegal without a license. Leafy sea dragons aren't the marine emblem of South Australia for nothing. These fancy fish are completely protected in Australian waters, and their export is strictly monitored. The laws protecting leafy sea dragons came into place in the 1990s when they were heavily harvested for the pet trade and their populations took a nosedive. The government of Australia stepped in and put bans on their collection. Now, only 1 brooding male per year may be taken from the wild for research purposes. There is actually a database called Dragon Search designed for divers to report sightings of this near-threatened creature. A leafy sea dragon's leafy protrusions might seem like ample oars used for getting around, but they don't serve this purpose. They're mostly decorative, that is, if you consider camouflage decorative, and I know some people do. Looking at you, sis. Leafy sea dragons do, however, have nearly translucent fins that allow them to peruse their habitats for prey. The prey of a leafy sea dragon includes planktonic crustaceans and larval fishes. A leafy sea dragon will use its straw-like snout to suck up its prey, and they're pretty dang accurate. They also have spines along the sides of their bodies to help ward off any would-be predators, though really they blend in so well, even humans have a hard time finding them.
Octopuses have elaborate cardiovascular and nervous systems. Their cardiovascular system includes 3 hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, and a 3rd moves blood throughout the rest of the body. Unlike human blood, octopus blood is copper-based, which makes it appear blue. The octopus nervous system includes a brain, but 2/3 of the octopus's neurons are found throughout its body, especially in its arms. This means the arms have significant local control and sensory capabilities. They may even still reach or grasp after they are severed, and their suckers are able to sense chemicals, in other words, smell or taste. Octopuses are intelligent. Some scientists believe octopus intellect can be found in their ability to use tools and exhibit foresight, to retain complex memories, which helps them navigate mazes and solve puzzles, and to use visual cues, which helps them differentiate between human individuals. Octopuses have also been shown to play, an activity considered a sign of intelligence. Most octopus species only live between 1 and 2 years. Much of this short lifespan has to do with the octopus's reproductive process. When octopuses mate, males may be strangled and eaten by females. Males are often smaller than females, so they become overpowered and sometimes cannibalized once fertilization is complete. While females survive the mating process, they die after laying their eggs. Female octopuses guard their eggs for up to 8 weeks. During this time, the female's body self-destructs through cellular suicide until she dies. Octopus ink is deadly, even for the octopus. The ink is a seemingly innocent mixture of mucus and melanin. Melanin, the same dark pigment found in skin, hair, and eyes, also happens to contain the chemical compound tyrosinase, which can impair a predator's sight, taste, and smell. Octopuses and other cephalopods may use their ink to distract, confuse, and paralyze their predators. This mucus mixture may even block a fish's gills, causing the fish to suffocate. If an octopus cannot escape its own ink, its respiratory systems may be compromised, causing the octopus to suffocate and die. Octopuses are masters of mimicry and camouflage. They can trigger cells just underneath the surface of their skin to change color. The cells, called chromatophores, contain sacs of pigment that can turn various shades within milliseconds. Some octopuses, such as the common octopus, can also imitate textures. They can warp small segments of their skin, called papillae, to match textured environments. Species like the mimic octopus are able to not only camouflage themselves, but also manipulate the shape of their bodies to impersonate other animals. Their wily mimicry, along with many other curious characteristics, are just a few reasons why octopuses are captivating creatures of the deep.
Nature is fascinating, but it's also disgusting. Is there anyone who hasn't voted who would like to vote? Okay, there's at least one. Can someone else be in charge of it? Yeah, so we have couple people who need to vote, and we'll take time for that, because I have some ocean facts to tell you. Let me start with, because I didn't write this down somewhere else, but we were wondering about it down here, the plural of octopus. There's multiple choices. If you consider octopus to be a Latin word, then the plural is octopi. If you consider it to be an English word, the plural is octopuses. We saw National Geographic chose octopuses. And if you feel octopus is a Greek word, which it also is, then the plural is octopodes or podes. I don't know how it would be pronounced. So take your choice. They are all legitimate. Oh, there we go. So let me share a couple of quick facts about the ocean while we wait. This is so great. So the largest ocean in the world is the Pacific, with approximately 63 million square miles of area. Less than 5% of our oceans have been explored. So we still don't know much about the world's oceans. They are mostly unexplored. I think that's why there's so many, horror thriller stories that take place in the ocean. The longest chain of mountains on Earth is almost entirely beneath the ocean. This mountain range, called the Ocean Ridge, is part of every ocean and stretches across a distance of 40,000 miles. I don't know what else to tell you. Oh, well, we are, I can tell you so one of the best things we can do to help the ocean is to reduce our use of plastics. If you Google ocean pollution, everything that comes up is about plastic. I suppose there's lots of ways that plastic gets into the ocean, but one of them is that birds pick up bits of plastic and take them places. And we know there's like a giant garbage patch of plastic in the ocean. The size of Texas. Bummer. I'll tell a story. We've been to, so we've had 2 beach cleanups, and you know, when you get there, I mean, I think most of us have like an idea in our head of like, well, even when I go for a walk around my house, I see things that are obviously litter, cups and things, and we pick up while we go. And I guess if you're the first person to hit the beach on Saturday morning, maybe you're seeing some of that. But a lot of it is more like you're looking pretty closely. And I think those of us who have gone have had that experience of you like, am I even needed here? It doesn't look that bad. But you keep finding little bits of plastic. And next thing you know, you have like a little ½ pound of plastic in just your bag. And there's 40 people on the beach who are helping with the beach cleanup. And even when we were, the last time when we were done, we felt like we were done, but we were headed back to the table, the desk, to check out and, you know, put our litter in the trash. I found like, you know, and I'm chatting with Chalice congregants, I look down and here's another big piece of plastic. So it's hard to spot all of the litter on a beach is part of the challenge. And then the other thing that was just sort of gross to all of us who were there were these, you'd see these little white bubbles, and we eventually realized it was styrofoam. And, you know, it breaks down, but it's now you still have these little, it hasn't gotten any smaller, you're just seeing a smaller piece of it. It's not degrading at all. And so we kept finding these little, you know, I don't know when's the last time I used styrofoam, but it really brought home to me how dangerous it is. There's so little, and they're everywhere, and you can hardly see them. Okay. Oh, I will say one more thing. I did think I wanted to lift up sort of, I think the story of cleaning up a beach is like a good parable for our times. Like one person can't do it all. We probably didn't, the 40 of us probably didn't get all of the little litter that was there that week. And, you know, people are gonna head to the beach later on that day and more is gonna come. So, you know, we all have to work together. It takes continuous work. We need to keep coming back. And that's just the work of having, you know, living near the beach, is that ongoing work of trying to, you know, keep it picked up. And I think that's a good, you know, in our politics and the things we'd like to change in the world, we wish we could just make one big effort and have the work be done. And of course, we see that that's not the case. We have to keep working at it. Progress will be made, and then there will be, you know, backward steps. So yeah, I just wanted to lift that up as, you know, an image to keep with you as we do justice work, that we all have to work together, everybody's doing their part, and we have to keep at it. Okay, has all the voting happened? All right, you'll have to give me a second. You want to sing something? What should we sing? The ocean is the beginning of the earth. Oh, I haven't taught you that yet. That's why you're not. Sorry. That's coming up. I'll sing it and you can listen to it. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. All life comes from the sea. All life comes from the sea. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. All life comes from the sea. All life comes from the sea. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. All life comes from the sea. All life comes from the sea. Octopus is the winner. I'm glad we took those extra minutes. That makes this round the round that most people participated in, and I think the most children, I think 17 total. So yes, who could beat Octopus's PR firm? Some of you have seen the documentary My Octopus Teacher, featuring what's called a common octopus, which grows up to 10 inches long. Some of you have read the New York Times bestseller, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. This novel features as one of its protagonists a giant Pacific octopus, which is the largest species of octopus in the world. Its average length is 15 feet, weighing an average of 110 pounds. And I think there was just an article in the New York Times, someone sent it to me and I didn't have time to read all of it, but I think about a shark, an octopus riding a shark. Yeah, so, I mean, who can top that? There are over 300 different species of octopuses. The most common type we see down here in San Diego is called the two-spot octopus. It's a smaller size octopus, averaging 18 inches in length. So although octopuses are carnivores, there are many animals that hunt them, including us, humans. Predator animals are usually hunting for the smaller octopus species, except, of course, for sea otter. Sea otter is an apex predator, you may remember, and they are not afraid to hunt for octopuses more than twice their size. Sea otters are known to attack even giant octopuses, which they overpower with their body weight advantage and strong jaws. Sea otters generally prefer larger prey, as they need to consume 20% of their body weight in a day. Remember, sea otters don't have blubber, so they have to eat a lot to generate enough energy to stay warm. I thought that was important to know because we are not going to find cute photos of sea otters and octopuses together. So as I was saying, the best thing we can do to protect the ocean is to reduce our use of plastics, especially single-use plastics. So this past September at our annual water ritual, we gathered many ideas about reducing plastic consumption and helping the environment. Remember, we wrote them on Post-it notes, which I collected. And so I've compiled these and have posted them. They're on our bulletin board on the courtyard and in the fellowship hall, and also in the blog section of our website. So if you go to Chalice's main page, the blog is in the lower right corner. So you can look at that list of things. Both people were reporting things that they already do and making commitments about what they want to do. So I encourage you to look at those and be inspired or re-inspired to do what you can to help conserve our oceans. So we started singing our chant just a moment ago. Stay seated while we continue learning it for a minute, and then you'll rise and we'll sing it through together a few times. But so we started singing it together a little bit. So when we sing it, we're going to sing it with what I'm calling an echo. I don't know if that's the right word for it. But the words overlap. We'll bring up the lyrics just a little bit with each other. So instead of just sort of taking turns, they come together. So when we get to the end of the first line, the earth is where the next line starts, would be the ocean. So maybe Maria and I will try it together. And so try and listen, and you'll get it real quick. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. All life comes from the sea. All life comes from the sea. All life comes from the sea. All right. Comes from the sea. So I invite you to rise. So we'll sing it through. We already have it. We'll sing it that way. So we'll be the first group of singers. You'll be the echo singers, and we'll sing it through a couple of times, and maybe more if we feel like it, or maybe two times all the way through will be enough. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. the sea. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. All life comes from the sea. 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 Lovely.
The Sunday offering is an expression of the generosity that makes our congregational life possible. As Buddhist teacher Joseph Goldstein has said, it's important to understand that generosity is a practice. It's not just a single event. It's a quality in our hearts and minds that we can develop and cultivate. We encourage you to nourish your generosity by texting your donation to Chalice. If you haven't done so before, enter the amount, then look for the link where you can enter your card information. If your Sunday donation is meant to be part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate the word pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations will be on screen in a moment. If you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, there are envelopes and a donation box to the left of the chapel double doors. You can leave those donations after the service. Please give generously. Please join in dedicating our offering with words of affirmation. We give to the work of Chalice Congregation. Our work weaves the fabric of love called community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this our offering.
Well, hello. We're going to sing a song, a very appropriate song right now. We're going to sing Under the Sea. And so to prove we are very inclusive, we're going to mention like 20 creatures, sea creatures, right? And none of them are the octopus or the leafy. Right. But please sing along. We found out in learning this song is we don't know, no one knows the words of this song. It's so fast, but we know that you know Under the Sea, right? So when we get to Under the Sea, please sing under. Now, the children might know all the words, and that's great. So,
Sing any words you know.
Yeah, yes, yeah, and if you think you know the words, sing anyway. It's okay. Okay. The seaweed is always greener.
in somebody else's lake.
You dream about going up there.
But that is a big mistake.
Just look at the world around you.
Right here on the ocean floor.
Such wonderful things surround you.
What more are you looking for?
Here you know. Under the sea. Under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day. Out in the sun they slave away. While we're devoting full time to floating under the sea. Down here all the fish is happy.
As off all the waves they roll.
The fish on the land ain't happy.
They sad 'cause they in the bowl.
But fish in the bowl is lucky.
They in for a worse fate.
One day when the boss get hungry,
Guess who gonna be on the plate?
oh no, under the sea, under the sea,
Nobody beat us, fry us and eat us.
in fricassee. We what the land folk love to cook. Under the sea we off the hook. We got no troubles, life is the bubbles under the sea. Under the sea, under the sea. Since life is sweet here, we got the beat here naturally. Even the sturgeon and the ray, they get the urge and start to play. We got the spirit, you've got to hear it under the sea. The newt play the flute and the harp play the harp. The plays play the bass and they soundin' sharp. The bass play the brass and the chub play the tub. And the flute is the Duke of Soul.
The ray he can play and a ling on the string. The trout rocking out, the blackfish she sings. Sun that's flat and oh where it's at.
And oh that blowfish blow. Everybody under the sea, under the sea. When the sardine begins a beguine, it's music to me. What do they got? A lot of sand. We've got a hot crustacean band. Each little clam here know how to jam here under the sea. Each little slug here cutting a rug here under the sea. Each little snail here know how to wail here. That's why it's hotter under the water. Yeah, we in luck here, up in the muck here under the sea.
May we be reminded this morning of our place in the interdependent web of all existence. May we always find our reverence for all the animals of the earth and for the beauty and power of the natural world. May we be mindful stewards of all this beautiful creation. May we come into the peace of wild things, and may we know ourselves to be blessed animals ourselves. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
So our closing hymn this morning, we're actually going to be teaching you our new sending song for when our children go off to their classes. So it's called As You Go by Kathleen Tracy. Yeah, we'll do it 3 times.
closing words are adapted from an old March favorite that I'm sure many of you will recognize. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be ever at your back. May this flame of passion guide you as you march down justice path. And when you reach the ocean, may the rocking of the waves bring you peaceful slumber with strength for future days. Love and blessings to each of you. You are invited to close our time together by singing The Well. After this closing hymn, please return to your seats for announcements.
Good morning, Chalice. If you would like to hear more awesome ukulele playing, you should come to the concert that's going to be April 5th at 6 p.m. I've joined a new band. It'll be our first concert ever. It should be lots of joyful music, and we could all use more joy right now. If you also feel like you would enjoy fixing something like a little finger snack for our intermission, please see me. And of course, we are trying to stay away from single-use plastics. So thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marshall Fogel, also known as Julia's husband. There is going to be a meeting of the Chalice UU Social Justice Team in the Rainbow Room today at noon. So whether you're really pissed off or if your poor little bleeding liberal heart needs a place to go, at noon, Rainbow Room, everyone is welcome.
And chaliceware. There's still time to get your chaliceware. We're selling t-shirts and hoodies. I am wearing the women's cut t-shirt in a large, and I will have other styles and sizes out on the patio during coffee hour if you wanted a chance to look at them and kind of see before you order. The t-shirts are $20 and the hoodies are $35.
Julia is not supposed to allow announcements spontaneously, but now that March Madness has come to a conclusion, we can start looking ahead to our next event in late April. There's a walk for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI is that abbreviation, down in San Diego. That last weekend in April, did I say it's April, is a pretty busy weekend. I think that's when some Chalites go camping that weekend. There's an assembly of UUs, local UUs at First Church that weekend. And for those of us who have time and energy, there's a walk early on Saturday morning. I think it starts at 8. It is not long, but it is down at Liberty Station. I am looking for 1 or 2 people to help be co-captains of our team to get us organized. And Julie Ben has already raised a hand, and she works at NAMI. But it's a wonderful way for us to support a very important organization whose importance is escalating every day. So if you would like to help get us organized, and it's a short walk, it's less than a mile. The point of the walk is to raise awareness and raise funds for NAMI. So please see me if you would like to help get us going.
Begin in a few minutes online at this same Zoom link and in person on our courtyard. Those of you here in person might want to bring your refreshments into the green room and have a visit with those online congregants. Reverend Sharon and I look forward to greeting you at the chapel doors to hear how the service was meaningful to you. March on.